Oh my God, that's gross.
Is the only thing I can think of to describe the current state of the Denver Broncos. There are no other words that I can really use to surmise how we're all feeling right now, Broncos country. I know you're just as frustrated as I am, and we're going to get down to the bottom of it. I know we are, but right now, after this last week, after everything we've seen all season, we're just we're just not feeling it yet. So you know what? Let's just get right into it. This is the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast.
Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast.
What is up, NRW Crew? How are you doing, Broncos country? Welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. Brought to you by our new sponsor, Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend, but we'll get into that in a minute. I am your host, Johnny Bakke. With me, as always, my childhood best friend, my cousin, Jay Weaver. How are you, cuz? Wait. I can't. Hold on. Wait.
Oh, my God. See, this is how it goes. Fighting a head cold, drinking the Kirkland water here, some free advertising for them. God love that.
No, we're not getting nothing out of that. Don't do that.
They've treated me well through the years, but dude, doing all right. I wish we had happy things to talk about. I wish, football wasn't a pit of misery. But here we are in December pretty much. And just like the last 6 seasons, hope is already lost. So
It's unbelievable, but we'll definitely get into that here in a minute. Guys, welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. We're a fan-led Broncos community that's built by fans for the fans. We go live every Wednesday, 7:30, 6:30, 5:30, 4:30 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We are proud to be your fanalists while we navigate the journey as fans of the greatest and at this time saddest franchise in professional sports. Jay, please talk to them about following.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see here. The like, share, and subscribe, comment, and do all that stuff. Obviously, we got the 4 corners, 4 squares here. So click on all those things. But other than that, we've got. Why won't any of my things work?
They make a little blue pill for that, Jay. Hang on, here we go.
Does anyone see me?
There it is. Yeah.
Just technical errors throughout, man. Just
we're having about as many issues right now as the Broncos offense.
Seriously. A little rusty. But yeah. Here we go, boys. Only 5 days left of 15% off everything, plus free standard shipping for the holidays. So there's your little redeem button. Go hit it. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
But speaking of good stuff, we've got all things good. Men, women, kids, babies, stickers, accessories. But look at all this jazz. I don't know about everybody else. I've been living in the PJs last couple days, sucking on them cough drops, trying to wake up from this terrible nightmare that is the Broncos season. But you know what? Here we are.
Boy, throw up.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Sweat it out, boys. Sweat it out. And we've got some great sweatshirts to do so. So, it's, yeah. NRWO, come and get it. The dinner bell or the merch bell is ringing. So
that's right, guys.
Do it.
Get on in there. Get yourself some swag, okay? This show, as of this week, is now brought to you by Dubby Genderless Energy Blend. Guys, this stuff is amazing. All right. It is packed full of B vitamins, amino acids, as much caffeine as 2 cups of coffee per serving.
Woo!
Yeah, I know, right? And absolutely get ready for this. This is what I love about it, right? Because many of you might not know, I'm a diabetic. All right. So Dubby has no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors. Well, bang, baby. That's a thing of beauty. Comes in multiple delicious flavors here. We got Galaxy Grenade, Peach and Peach, Dragonade, the Dub Sludge.
That sludge looks great. I don't know what it is.
In fact, give me just a moment here. We'll focus on that one for you, Jay.
Yeah, I like
Dub
that.
Sludge. Dub Sludge is a delicious flavor. And it basically is Granny Smith apple blended with a sweet sauce.
Yum.
And like I said, guys, you're talking no calories, no sugar. And this stuff has has 2 full cups of coffee worth of caffeine in it. But with no sugar, you're not going to be jittery and you're not going to crash later. Jump on over to dubby.gg and use the code NRW. I didn't make a banner for this and I should have. NRWOB10 to get 10% off.
It's in the comments.
That's right. It's in the bio. Get on over there. Get yourself that Dubby. It's good stuff. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I've got my first jar. Should arrive tomorrow. I will let you know.
I'm excited to try that only because I get very jittery when I drink too much caffeine, and I love the effects of it. The jitteriness. I feel like I lose myself. I lose my mind. So I'm gonna be trying that Granny Smith apple. That looks delish.
Yeah, it does. The one I'm really excited to try, the one that's on its way, is the Beach and Peach.
Ooh,
which is peach and mango.
Nice.
I can't wait to try that. And from what I gather, they're always coming out with new flavors. So we'll be seeing more and more of that, guys. Get on over there, dubby.gg. Use the code NRWOB10 to get yourself 10% off your first order of the Genderless Energy Blend by Dubby. That being said, let's talk some Broncos. Sorry, I got a little too excited there. Let's talk some Broncos. And that's the show. That's it. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for joining us. No, really, we got to talk our Broncos because ultimately, at the end of the day, we are still diehard fans. Always will be till the day we die.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, hate. It's where we're at. It's where we're at. It's a love-hate thing. I hate that I love them right now, and I love that right now I hate them.
Dude, yeah. I just RK from DNVR just threw out a tweet which I thought was pretty cool. I don't know if you're a Spotify person, but Spotify rolled out the year in review today. So everybody that has a Spotify account basically saw whatever you listened to throughout the entire year and stats for it. And so he just threw out, he spent 525,000 minutes wondering how the fuck the Broncos ended up here. And excuse my language, but I can't think about all the time that we have spent trying to solve this equation only to be just beaten over the head every week.
The thing about solving an equation, Jay, is you have to plug in is when one part of the equation doesn't work, you erase that part. And now I'm terrible at math. I'm awful at math. Always have been, always will be. I don't pretend to be good at math, but I do love Big Bang Theory, right?
Yeah.
Sheldon has his whiteboard. Look, his equation doesn't work. He erases it. He plugs in some other values, and guess what happens? It changes. And then when that doesn't work, you erase the part of the equation that doesn't work then, and it changes. For some weird reason, they're trying to solve for X using the same values over and over and over and over again, and the equation's coming out the same way. X equals we suck.
Yeah.
And where we're at right now, we need to, we got to solve for Y. We got to solve Y. Once we find that Y, we can solve for X. And it just blows, man. It just blows.
What is upsetting to me is it is not just one person doing these asinine, insane behaviors. It'd be one thing if we were specifically talking about Hackett from a play calling standpoint of just continuing things that didn't work. No, we're talking about pretty much every level. I mean, the news has come out, and I'm sure we'll get into it, of Tom Pellicello's report today saying that Hackett has not lost the locker room, but Russell Wilson, there's some people, not necessarily in his camp in the locker room.
Not at the moment. For crying out loud. We saw it live on TV on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Mike
Purcell on the sideline. And here's the thing. I love Mike Purcell. I have loved Mike Purcell for a long time. But I don't necessarily see him as like a polarizing leader on the team necessarily, at least not in the fans' eyes. I can't speak for the locker room. I'm not in there.
Yeah.
But for me, the leader of the defense, that's Justin Simmons without a doubt. And it'd be one thing if I saw the leader of the defense in Russ's face screaming at him. But for a guy like Mike Purcell, who has had nowhere near the successful career that Russell Wilson has.
Terrible penalty.
Yeah. To step in and be screaming in the face of his quarterback like that takes balls.
It does.
That takes big balls.
It's a lack of it shows total lack of respect. And
it is.
It shows everybody else that behavior is tolerated and that's an acceptable thing. And it can't
But at the same time, it does show just how much frustrations are boiling over. And that's where we're at. And that's the thing. I want to remind everybody, it's not just us as the fans that are frustrated. The team is frustrated too, including the guys that are the problem. All they want to do is win. I mean, that's what they're paid to do. These guys may be rich, right? They're getting a lot of money, and money's a big factor. But at the same time, these guys are competitors. They've been competitors all their lives. I know that when I was playing, we didn't get sponsorship. It was high school ball, so obviously it doesn't really matter. But ultimately, it was about pride. It was about being competitive and wanting to win all the time. And right now, these guys are losing, and they don't like losing.
Yeah,
I don't think it's so much the perspective, the national perspective. I know that right now we're the laughingstock of the NFL. I mean, for crying out loud, kind of we deserve to be. Unfortunately, I hate that. It's a fact. But I don't even think that's the problem for these guys. I don't think they give a damn that they're the ones getting talked about. They give a damn that they're losing. They don't want to lose. They like to win. And so they're just as frustrated as we are.
This report today, I think, was the worst possible perspective to is I would fully understand and fully actually be okay with a report coming out saying, you know what, Hackett's lost the locker room. It is what it is, and that wouldn't surprise anyone. That would not change his destiny.
No, it would not.
Which would be like, oh, yep, that checks out. But
a lot, yeah.
To be about the focal leader from a player standpoint that you can't just throw away and fire after a one and done season. That's not what's going to happen here. For that to happen, and for the contingent or the the disgraceness for the team to be reflected upon the quarterback, specifically Russ. That's what's really concerning to me, because mostly this team's going to be intact next year. We're going to lose some people, but like we're rolling out the same exact players from a leadership standpoint.
Yeah, we are.
And so if we're crumbling from that side of it in leadership, that's not going to change year over year. And so that's
we can hope they can get it turned around in the offseason, figure out what the problem was and start to turn it around and be like, okay, hey, we figured it out. Like we said earlier, the equation. But
that means Russ needs to have a come to Jesus meeting in a mirror and say, hey, the approach I use with people to be a leader hasn't worked now in 2 straight destinations. It hasn't worked of late. So he needs to try something different. He
does.
Come in wearing John Elway's jersey, not your own.
Right. That's right. Jumping in on into our comments, our good buddy Dave Glassman, the first man in the chat tonight,
Mr. Glass.
He said wanted to buck his feelings with us on Sunday.
Yeah.
He then goes on to praise your dropping of the F-bomb. And then he says, what happened with the shows on Sunday? Dave, between a mixture of family obligations and illness, none of us were really in a position where we were able to do anything on Sunday. We hated it, really. We really hated not being able to do it. But
I still sound like I would say Kermit the Frog, but really like a Patrick Mahomes. Like
Kermit the Frog, you're right here, piggy.
But anyway, I had feelings to buck. Trust me, Dave.
Oh, we did.
It was an
unfortunately
embarrassing
for us.
game.
The only way that we were able to buck our feelings was through text messaging.
Yeah, what an atrocious game to watch.
It was.
Yes.
It really was. And in fact, I honestly can't even sit here and I was actually sitting here before the game, before the show, watching just some highlights from the game to try to glean something on either side of the ball, offense or defense, this game, that I wanted to be like, okay, but that looked good. But you know what? I couldn't find any of it. Nothing that I felt great about.
What's irritating to me is that the defense has been catching flack of like, right, the number 1 defense in the league. Like, this is an elite defense. Right. Look what just happened. But what people don't understand, and if you watched that game, you saw that it was just an effort thing. That was the very first game this season that you could see the defense giving up. Like, the effort level.
Well, I mean, like
the energy was just, it was gone. I mean,
I like to think that if I was on the team, if I was on the defense, I'd still put in maximum effort. I love Deadpool, maximum effort. But no matter what. But again, I'm not on that field right now. I'm not on that team in that locker room feeling those losing feelings.
Yeah.
So I can't fully speak for those guys. And it's got. I mean, we've already addressed how frustrated these guys are. So, I mean, it comes to a point, and Dave points it out right here. Even elite defenses get tired. I think it's a mixture of not giving a crap anymore and at the same time being exhausted.
Yeah,
because they're literally the only thing on this team we're talking about is the defense, and they're tired.
Think of how many 3-and-outs we've had. I would love to. I might even look this up. What time of possession is for?
Oh no, I don't even want to know what the time of possession is.
I'm sure we're bottom 5.
I can say right now that the last 3 games we were at least. I know for sure we were at least 10 minutes. Had time of possession 10 minutes less than the other team at least.
Well, I mean, that in itself is going to make a defense tired. Aside from like just the, spirit destroying events that have happened.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what exactly. I mean, I know mine's destroyed.
Oh yeah, my whole perception of the what's Russ cooking for us is gone. Like it's gone.
Dave comes at us real quick. He says, "Drop something on Twitter. Let the diehards know when we're not going to have shows." That honestly, Dave, that was another kind of miscommunication between all of us. Each one of us thought another guy was doing it, and so none of us did it. And then afterwards, and then afterwards we realized, oh crap, we didn't put it on any of our social media that we weren't going live today. So again, we do apologize, Dave. Next time we will make sure that we better communicate with one another. We just had so much going on, and all three of us were sick this weekend.
Yeah,
like you can hear it when every now and then I'm turning my head to let go of this atrocious cough, and then Jay sounds like Kermit the Frog. I
blame children.
Oh, I blame children too
for a lot of things,
and for,
including
and
the sickness.
For the children, I blame liquor. I'm joking. But excuse me. But speaking of, completely unrelated to the Broncos for a minute, taking a quick sidestep.
Detour there.
Yeah, a little detour, little caveat. Yeah, little caveat. Good, cool.
Mm.
I went out last night and met up with a friend. He's helping me with some business stuff, and we went out to this Irish pub that I did not know existed here in Nashville.
Oh wow!
It's just this like Irish pub and restaurant, and it was absolutely phenomenal. They had authentic bangers and mash, and they had homemade shepherd's pie, and and in addition to those two things, I had a bowl of Irish potato soup that blew my mind. And then I had a drink that I was unsure about when I ordered it, but when I had it, it might now be my like top 3 favorite drinks of all time. And they called it a black velvet, and it was Guinness, just good old regular Guinness mixed with Irish cider. And
never had Irish cider, but
well, I mean, it's basically just a hard cider, but a hard apple cider. But it's got kind of a little more bite to it, I think, than what we think of like Angry Orchard and stuff here. It's a little stronger because I mean, let's be honest. When it comes to alcohol, the Irish can't do anything light. So yeah, you mix the. I watched you pour them together, the Guinness with the Irish cider, and I was like, I don't know how this is gonna be. I took one sip and I downed the glass and was like, I'll have another. It was awesome. So I highly recommend everybody. Give it a try. Like go out and get yourself a bottle of some bottles of Guinness, and then add some cider. It is awesome. Yes, it is. It's an American Irish drink. It is, but you know what? The guy who owns the place was from Ireland, and so I went with it.
And just an FYI, don't ever go to Ireland and order an Irish car bomb. That is an extremely offensive thing.
Yeah, they do not like that at all.
No. I had friends that went over to Ireland for the Cornhuskers played football over there this year. It was like their first game of the year or something like that.
Yeah,
and, a bunch of dumb hicks from Nebraska showing up to Ireland ordering Irish car bombs. Like, boy. Yeah, no Huskers.
No, don't you dare! You hate the Huskers.
No, I said that sarcastically.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you may live in Nebraska, but we never got Colorado out of you. Okay.
No, we're about to get all prime time in Boulder. Woo!
That's right. Anyway, speaking of prime time, that's a great segue, Jay.
Yeah,
well done. Great segue. Let's talk about prime time right now. The title of tonight's show was NFL Schedulers Add Insult to Injury for Broncos Country.
Moving on to another depressing
just in case, like Dave says, they're delicious. I don't care what they think. So yeah, when you go over there, just order what it's made of. Don't call it an Irish car bomb. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know what it's really called.
I mean, because you never know when you might actually be in a bar run by the real IRA.
Yeah,
and then like you order an Irish car bomb, you just might get killed. Speaking of, when I was at that place last night and I was talking to the owner at the bar. He was from Ireland. Just jokingly, I was a little tipsy. And I asked him, so I was like, so are you real IRA? And he looks at me, he gives me this like glare, and then he goes, if I told you that, I'd have to kill you. And I'm like,
another drink, please.
Yeah, I'll have another. So anyway, going into it, talking about prime time. Dave Glassman says, thank God we flexed out. And like I said, our title tonight is NFL Schedulers Add Insult to Injury for Broncos Country. Look, as if all of us in Broncos Country didn't already know how much we suck. We lost a primetime game. Like last year, it was weird because we didn't have any at all. And then they gave us one and we were like, hallelujah. Right now, it's like, hey, we had all these primetime games, and we suck so bad the entire world's sick of watching us. So they shoved us out of it. And it's good. It's good for us
really
right now.
It's really too bad because I was looking forward to seeing Melvin Gordon fumble in prime time.
Speaking of that, KB82 says, "What's up, fellas? I just realized we could have stopped the Gordon fumbling if we would have painted the ball burgundy. He would have he would have never dropped it. When's the last time you seen him drop a bottle of burgundy?" Oh, that's messed up, buddy, but I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's good to see you, Kenny. We haven't seen you in here in a while.
If the shoe fits, Melvin.
Hey, look, like I said, my wife said it, and I've been saying it ever since. I'd be surprised if that guy has a pair of balls because he can't seem to hold on to any. So,
isn't it fitting that he's a Kansas City Chief?
I mean, I guess let's let him take the ball there and fumble it a few times.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him just ruin them somehow curse them.
Well, I mean, we've gotten to see former Broncos coach Josh McDaniels torch the Raiders. Maybe now we can see former Bronco running back Melvin Gordon torch the Chiefs.
Really, I mean, all he has to do is end his career as a Raider, and he'll be an AFC West whore.
Wow, that's an excellent point. Wow, he literally has been on 3 out of 4 teams in the AFC West. I hadn't even made that connection. I hadn't even thought about that.
That's funny.
Well played, Jay. Well played.
Oh, yeah.
Kenny says his balls dropped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well,
and it wasn't even forced.
The only thing that really helped him with there, Kenny, was his voice got a little deeper. So, that's one, by the way.
Might be.
Yeah, it might be. So, anyway, Broncos are flexed out of the Sunday night at-home game, prime time against the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't say that I'm not a little disappointed because I love nighttime games at home. They're my favorite games, but at the same time, I'm sick of being embarrassed when the entire national audience is watching. Like,
well, I mean, someone can record this quote here, but just FYI, I actually think that Kansas City game's going to be like a close game, and foreshadowing, I'm taking the over.
Oh, wow, Jay, really? You're taking the over? Do you ever take anything else?
Always
the over.
Always bet on black and always shoot the over.
Kenny wants to know if we've been watching the other football, aka the U.S. and the World Cup, and yes, I have.
I've been finishing up the documentary about how effed up FIFA is, but that is jaw-dropping. How literally we're playing in Qatar right now, and like that was the center of the controversy. Super strange.
It is. I've been enjoying the heck out of the World Cup though.
It is. It's fun.
You know, I love soccer. I played soccer as a kid. It's not football. It's not American football by any means, and it's not even at the top of my list with basketball and hockey, but I do love soccer. I love sports in general. I love to watch all sports. I even watch Australian rugby, which you want to see some tough dudes that like literally like take a hit to the face, bite through their own lip, and just like keep on and then go back on the field 2 minutes later. Who would literally, I literally watched a game. Can't remember who was playing, but it was an Australian rugby game. Our old buddy Richie from MHRT Network. He used to play rugby. But anyway, one of these Australian dudes got hit in the face while in the scrum and bit through his own lip. Like you could literally see his teeth through his lip. And he went on the sideline, wiped it, rubbed some Vaseline on it, and was back on the field and played the next 30 minutes. Those are some tough dudes. That's
pretty gory as far as watching sports. I'm more prone to sit down and watch some, women's beach volleyball or,
Well, that's because that's because you like silicone more than gore, Jay.
Well.
Anyway, let's see. So Dave says I have to work early January 2nd, so I'm excited. That also happens to be my oldest 8th birthday, January 2nd. Yeah. So, yeah. 8 years old, if you can believe that, Jay.
Dude, that's bonkers.
I know, right? Ugh. So then we got Kenny coming in. FIFA and the Olympic Committee are trash human beings. Well,
yes, they are.
So are the NFL, so is the NFL committee, the NBA committee, the MLB committee. Honestly, I think any professional sports committee.
anyone with money.
Yeah, pretty much anybody with money. We're good people. You know why? Because we're poor.
Because we're poor. You know we're good people because we're poor.
Yeah. So Kenny says the Broncos will get one more victory this season, and it will be against the Chiefs, 17-16.
Dude, seriously, that's all I want. That's the only thing left this year that will make me smile a little bit.
Is if we can finally break the Chiefs losing streak, losing streak to the Chiefs. Yeah.
That has to happen.
I wanted to break the losing streak against the Raiders, for crying out loud. We couldn't even do that.
That's a nuts. I mean, like, the Raiders suck, and that's a streak going on. I mean,
do the Panthers. Their record was exactly the same as the Broncos, pretty much. And we literally looked like a high school football team against Team Tiburon out there.
With a backup.
That's right. Shout out to old Madden 64, Team Tiburon. If anybody remembers.
Yeah, the shark.
Those gigantic, like, twice the size of regular players that you could be. Oh my God. I don't know why I love that, because it was so stupid, but it was fun. So Kenny agrees. I mean, he thinks we're going to beat the Chiefs at least once. We got we've got 2 games against them to prove it. So here's hoping, and my axe is falling. I'm not happy.
Uh-oh.
I'm not happy. You know, the Broncos Viking axe, it has to stand tall now that it exists.
It is pretty massive. I can understand why weight distribution's a tough thing on that.
Well, I mean, I know that you love my massive axe, Jay. I mean, you spanked me during the game. During the game, you spanked my massive axe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But then again, I was holding that massive axe out on the sidewalk at the tailgate, having every Broncos fan smack my axe. So
I guess you did have a little bit of trouble, but I'm still floored that they let you in with a massive axe.
No, they didn't let me in. They made me go put it back at the tailgate.
Oh, that's right.
Right. I'm like, dude, it's made of hardened foam rubber. It's not going to kill anybody. And the guy's like, this isn't foam rubber. This is plastic. And I'm like, you obviously don't know anything. Like, yeah. This is a book, I was like, dude, I mean, I don't do it, but this is a LARPing axe. This is actually meant to go out and hit your friends with. Okay? Like, people go out to parks dressed like, like Lord of the Rings and hit each other with these. All right? Like, calm down, Karen. But, he still made me turn around and take it back to the tailgate. So, yeah, I know, right? Let's see. Dave says to Kenny, if there is a God KB that will make my Let's Ride Kansas City license plate worthwhile, or Kansas license plate worthwhile. There is a God, Dave. And right now I feel like he's not wearing orange and blue, which makes me so sad, because up to this point, I've always said that God's a Broncos fan, but right now I'm just not feeling it.
Dude, I can commend you for staying strong, Mr. Glassman, because I'm sure you catch hell living in that state with that license plate. That's something I can relate to living in Nebraska, being a Colorado Buffalo fan. It is what it is. People hate me, and that's just that's fine.
Well, you're also just fine. I mean, it doesn't help either that you're just a terrible person.
Well, I have that kind of punchable face.
You really do.
That to me.
Like, all our lives, all I've ever wanted to do is just beat the crap out of you. Do
you mind? I'm kicking my own ass.
Yeah. I'm kicking. I literally watched that movie the other night, actually.
That is such
With the sunsets, bro, orange and blue. I know. I actually have that bumper sticker over there on my entertainment center. It says, if God's not a Broncos fan, why are the sunsets orange and blue? Why are sunsets orange and the sky's blue? But, right now I just feel like God has abandoned the Broncos for right now. So,
well, he certainly abandoned Russell Wilson.
Our good friend,
relationship they had, but
our good friend Lindsay Bebo, from over on Mile High Sports, she put up a video, and I can't remember everything she said in it the other day. It was on her Facebook though, and in it, she actually said, she said a few things at the very end. She's like, we need to have like a seminar for how to survive when God hates your football team. And I just started like a mixture of almost cry laughing.
That's
because
great.
It's true. Like, how to survive when God hates your football team.
Dude, all I can say is thank God for the Nuggets and the Avalanche.
Amen. Which, by the way, that game against the Rockets the other night, I was pumped.
It's close, man.
I know the Rockets aren't that great of a team, but right now. But you know what? Just the way that like our bench was on fire. Yeah. Not just the stars, not just Jamal Murray or the Joker or Bones or any of them. Like Bones wasn't even in it.
Dude, I'm just saying, especially in certain kind of basketball, when you are flowing, it doesn't matter who the opponent is. It could be the worst team in the league or the best team in the league. If you're shooting 65%, you're shooting 65%. Like, that just is what it is. It's not like we were having tons of turnovers, and that's why we were looking great. Dude, that team is built for a championship. I cannot wait to see an Avalanche-like domination of the playoffs this year for the Nuggets.
Could you imagine? I mean, obviously we're not going to see my hope of 3 championships in Denver this year.
Not this year, but we still have a chance for you go in Avs, you go in Nuggets, then you go Broncos.
And then you go Broncos next year. I mean, and the way the Avs are playing, they could repeat.
That's true.
So, I mean,
very likely.
I mean, this is nuts. The Broncos, what world do we live in right now? What world do we live in right now where the Nuggets and the Avalanche are freaking incredible and the Broncos suck?
Dude, the Nuggets, you used to be able to buy like tickets, pizza, a pop, a toy for like $10.
I know. I used to get made fun of. I used to get made fun of in public for wearing my Nuggets gear.
Yeah. Embarrassing.
Not anymore, buddy. Not anymore. Yeah. Like there's people walking around that aren't even Nuggets fans rocking Joker jerseys. And I've got people coming up. I wore my I was out at the grocery store a couple weeks back and I was wearing my Joker jersey. And this dude just comes up, not even a Nuggets fan, just a basketball fan. He wanted to talk Nuggets for 20 minutes because of how amazed he is at the Nuggets.
Dude, it is we don't understand right now how amazingly lucky we are to have generational talents of 2 different sports in our city. Cale Makar is going to be
and Nathan McKinnon.
Top 5 player of all time, I believe.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it at all. Up there with Bobby Orr and Wayne Gretzky.
I mean,
definitely
on a different level. And then you got the Joker. I mean, those 2 entities.
I like this. Kenny says the Nuggets beat Luka and the Mavs with their B squad, and that's you're completely correct. Yeah. They did. It was a beautiful thing too. And then he goes on to say, "Now I get made fun of for my Rockies gear." Ha! Wrong you are, sir. The Rockies are the only team in Colorado that isn't my team. I am a St. Louis Cardinals fan.
Not that you want my opinion, but Luka could be the best player in the world if he actually gave a crap.
Well, yeah.
But he doesn't.
He doesn't.
He's a child.
I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to it this year and it's head-to-head between Joker and Embiid again for MVP.
Could be.
But I mean, you think about the thing is, I think Joker gets his third one. Just the way he's been playing. For one, he's not exhausted. And he's not as tired as he was last season. The last few seasons, poor Jokic has been absolutely burned out, exhausted after like Murray and MPJ went down because he literally was carrying the team by himself pretty much.
Yeah.
Will Barton had played his part. I do kind of miss Will Barton. I liked Will Barton. But like he was pretty much carrying the team. Now with everybody back, Aaron Gordon and MPJ and Murray and Bones, all these guys.
Kind of a jacked up way to say it, but I almost wish Joker doesn't win MVP. Like it's a bad sign for our team if he does win MVP because that means his usage needs to be that way, like it used to be, which means we had injuries, which means we didn't vibe well.
Not necessarily because I disagree. I think the Nuggets could go all the way and he could still get MVP simply because he has the energy to continue to play at the most elite level.
Yeah, he doesn't take nights off. He refuses to take nights off.
And on top of all that, in addition to the exhaustion, his career is going to last longer if he's not having to literally run himself to death.
Yeah.
So love our Nuggets.
Yeah.
Love our Nuggets. Love our Avalanche. right now we are kind of, even though the Broncos suck, in a golden age of Denver sports at the moment.
It's true.
All the Broncos have got to do is solve the Y so that we can fix we can solve for X, right?
There's no problem money can't
I want to
solve,
make that
Mr.
a t-shirt,
Walton.
Jay. Jay, I want to make that a t-shirt in our merch store.
What?
Solve for Y, we figure out the X.
Yeah, don't Shermer this up.
Don't Shermer this up. So we're gonna. I'm gonna work on that this week. That's gonna be a new merch, a new design in our merch store.
I do like that.
Yeah, definitely. So let's just talk a little bit about the game itself.
Yeah, we got the Ravens.
Let's talk. Let's get off this Panthers thing because, like I said, there's nothing good to say at this point.
Yep.
It sucked. It sucked on all three sides of the ball. All three, including special teams, defense, offense, all sucked this last Sunday. So let's talk Ravens. What are we going to do? I mean, what?
Biggest thing I think for right now, obviously the Ravens hold one of the most unique rushing offenses in the NFL. Thus far, Draymond Jones has not practiced. DNP, I hope he is not missing this game, because if he misses this game, it is not going to look good. It's going to be bad.
We haven't looked great against any the running game at all lately anyway. But you throw a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, who literally is the top. I don't think he is right now, but has in the past been the top rusher on that team. He's being the quarterback. He's a freak of nature.
This is going to be a very quick game. The clock is going to roll. It's going to be a lot of running. It's going to be a low-scoring game. Dave, you're totally right.
Yeah, Dave says he's headed to DraftKings now to place his bet on the Ravens and the under. Jay, are you taking the over this week?
Well, okay. So speaking of that, Baltimore right now is favored by 8 points. That's a lot to be favored by. And then the over-under, I want to say, is 38.5. Yeah, so that's going to be another under. There's no way.
Are you betting the over? Huh?
Which is exactly why I'm going over.
Yeah, you just love losing your money. I might actually put money on this one, though. I might actually finally make a real bet.
Well, you should bet over.
No, Jay. No, see, because the difference between you and me is I don't have money to throw away. I'm sorry. I was cold.
Let's start the insanity.
I'm hot as hell. Give me a minute.
Let's start the insanity.
Gotta take off the jacket.
There we go.
Woo! Okay. Man, you know what? I was cold earlier when I came up here because I just come in from taking the dogs outside, and the wind here is like 30 miles an hour with I don't know. I don't even know what the wind chill is, but it was terrible. But now I'm like burning up. So, and I'm about to drink myself some whiskey, so I don't need to be even warmer.
And totally redeem yourself.
That's right. So, all right. No, when I put money on this, I'm gonna try to go for a 3-leg parlay. And I'm betting the under. I'm sorry.
There are so many things lining up for Denver to get their face smacked. We don't do well on East Coast early games. Doesn't matter the opponent. That has always killed us historically. Baltimore's defense is pretty good against the rush. Not that great at secondary, which is our weakness. So it's not like we can exploit that. So I see a low scoring game that is intended to be a low scoring game on the Ravens game plan.
It's a slaughter.
But it could be a blowout if they wanted to.
Even if it's a low scoring game, we're still going to look like we got slaughtered. Yeah. Because I think the Broncos defense will do even with what we saw this last week. The Broncos defense will do what they do. Okay, they'll bend a little bit. Unfortunately, I hate this bend don't break thing because it's still Vic Fangio to me.
Yeah,
but they do. But tell me you don't see it. They still do. They still bend and they let the team the opponent move down the field and then they keep them out of the end zone.
This is going to be the gauge of is our defense actually in it? Like the effort level. Like, do they really care? They didn't look like it in Carolina for half of the game. Half the game they did. Half the game they were like, all right, we're throwing our hands up.
I don't know if you saw my whiskey glasses either, by the way, but those are beautiful, aren't they?
Very nice.
That was a gift from my wife, from Bradford Exchange for Christmas this last year.
There you go.
Came with a crystal decanter with the Broncos logo on it and a football helmet as the stopper. Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Football.
Beautiful. Yeah. Mm.
That's like Mad Men, pour yourself a drink at 10 a.m. type of thing.
Well, I wish I was as handsome as John Hamm, or I'm sorry, I wish John Hamm wishes he was as handsome as me. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
But no, I'm kidding. No, there's no way. I know John Hamm. I love that guy.
He's a ham.
Oh, he almost made me snort like pig.
Oh wow, honk honk.
But
I guess that's a goose.
Okay,
but...
so the Broncos going into this game, in my opinion, the only hope they have to win this thing is figuring out the pass game, but going short pass game. We saw against who did we play? Not the Titans.
The Raiders are passing
against
offense. Actually, that was
against the
one
Raiders.
Game where we flashed
when Clint Kubiak took over the play calling against the Raiders, we saw the Broncos open up the short pass game a little bit more. Right now, I get okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pause for a second. I'm gonna say I still believe in Russell Wilson. I'm gonna say that stop. You stop that face. What did your mom used to tell us when we were kids? You keep making that face, it'll get stuck like that. I don't believe in it. Okay, all right. How about
Hey, Mr. Wilson?
I don't necessarily believe he's turning it around this season. Okay, can I go ahead and make that little? Yeah, all right. I don't see him turning around this season, but I still believe that he is Russell Wilson and that he will get it figured out.
Well,
so,
who said it? Someone said it in the comments. The Tua comparison. It was Daniel W., our resident
Seattle Seahawks fan, all the way up at the new coordinator and Tyreek, and that's now a top 5 QB. Look,
it can turn around.
I believe that Russ is still the guy. I still believe that. I don't believe our season is salvageable. Like right now, I am in mourning on a daily basis for the 2022 season. I saw a really hysterical TikTok on Facebook. I don't actually use TikTok, you guys. Don't ever try to find me on TikTok. I don't exist. I stay away from it. But I did see a hysterical TikTok that was somebody posted on Facebook. A guy wearing an old orange and blue, the blue Von Miller jersey, sitting in the shower, sitting down in the shower, drinking from the bottle of Jack Daniels, just crying. And it said, Broncos fans in 2022. And it's completely accurate. 2022 is a wash. It's over. It's done with. I'm not even going to sit here and pretend because me, ever the optimist, Captain Optimist, Mr. Optimist, whatever you want to call me. I can admit that this season we're done. There's nothing that can salvage the crap sandwich that is this season. I still believe Russ is the guy. I believe that in the offseason, he's going to, because he's obsessive. We know if there's one thing we do know about the guy it's that he's obsessive. I believe once the season's over, he's going to take the time off and he's going to do what he does best. He's going to obsess over what went wrong this season. And by next season, something's going to have changed in either him or his style of play or God bless you. But anyway, as far as the key to the Broncos winning this game, you got to open up the pass game. And the only way we're going to do that, I get he's Russell Wilson. He wants to throw bombs. But thus far, bombs have not worked at all. The one thing that has worked is when we played the short game. Now, I mean, when I say the short game, I'm not talking about Pat Shurmur short game, 3-4 yards short of the sticks every time. I'm talking just past the line to gain. We saw it against the Raiders. Just bam, quick pass in the slant.
Yeah.
Quick pass in the slant, quick drag route, quick out route, whatever it was. Our boys were right over the line and they got the first downs like that, because it was the quick short pass game. One thing we know, the Ravens have a good defense against the run. And honestly, right now, we don't have the greatest running back room. Sorry, guys. I like Latavius Murray. In the past, I have liked Marlon Mack, but come on, we're talking about two guys that within the past 8 weeks were both on practice squads of other teams.
Ravens have like the best linebacking core in the NFL.
Yeah.
Roquan Smith just got
our run game
there.
is our run. Dave asked it here. He literally said, "How is the Ravens' defense? Their defense against the run is phenomenal.
Yeah,
their defense, their secondary, however, can be exploited.
Yep.
And so that's why I'm saying the only key to us winning this game, our defense, I still believe is our defense. They're going to do what they do best. Okay, but as far as our offense, the key to winning this game is absolutely opening up the short pass game. It's the only way. Because Russ can complete those passes better than he can right now, the long ball, it seems. And it's the only way we're going to move the ball.
We'll see. That has certainly historically not been Latavius Murray's role. And Edmonds is hurt. I don't think Boone is ready. Zigbo, I'm sure, is called up. But,
no, Zigbo is called up. And that's great. But again,
for me.
That's three guys that when the season started were on practice squads of other teams.
Yeah.
I think we got Divino Zigbo off the Saints practice squad just before week 1 started. If I remember right.
Well, I guess it's the Marlon Mack show, if that's your key to the game. Because that is what he does.
It is. He definitely catches those short passes.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Latavius Murray is going to do. He's a good player. He's a good player. One thing I like about him, he always falls forward.
True.
I think I've yet to see him fall backward when he gets hit. He finds a way to fall forward. One day it might break his knee when he does it, but the fact is he still manages to find a way to at least gain one more yard by falling forward.
Well, I will say I hope we have a good push on the line. Everybody should be well rested and ready to go since no one went to Russell's birthday party.
Oh, Jay. Half the team went to Russ's birthday party, okay? Half the team.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure the only half that was there was the offense.
Well, and I'm sure that half only showed up to look at Sierra.
Can you blame them?
Well,
she's a caramel goddess.
It's worth the appearance. So,
she is a caramel goddess.
Dude, even Chad Kelly showed up as Woody with his vacuum cleaner. Hey, what's Sierra?
That's funny. Dave says, ban TikTok, sever ties with China, buy American, go Broncos. I'm going to hold my whiskey up to that.
TikTok
Amen.
is horrible. TikTok's a terrible
It is. I'm sorry.
company.
Look, there was a time. I'm going to be honest with you. There was a time that I had TikTok, and I was on it all the time. But after my wife kind of was like, "You better get off of that," and I realized why. And now that I've been off of it for quite some time, and I'm hearing from people what they're seeing on there. I mean, we're talking I'm glad I don't have a daughter. Because there are 14, 15, 16-year-olds on there acting like they're 26-year-old hookers. And people and nobody bats an eyelash about it, dude.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. That's disgusting.
I mean,
I don't give two shits about Sierra. I'd rather have Chad Kelly.
Dude, he just won a championship in the CFL.
Yeah, well, it's the CFL, Jay.
Well, still. Machine Gun Kelly.
We're talking about Canada, Jay. The guys tackle each other and then say, "Sorry, buddy, you okay?"
Oh, jeez.
Are you all right, bud? You good?
Need some gravy with that.
I mean, I've got a Shane Ray jersey up there on my ceiling right now. That's where he is too.
Oh, yeah.
But no, look, the Canadian Football League, I'm sorry. Every now and then you get one little golden nugget out of the CFL coming to the NFL. Good case in point, Alex Singleton. But beyond that, I'm sorry, there's a reason it's the Canadian Football League. They can stay up there with their maple syrup and their poutine and be okay.
I have a quick question for you, kind of off topic, but not really from a quarterback standpoint.
Let's do it.
Do you seriously consider a quarterback in the draft?
No. Not even a little. Not even a little. For one thing, there isn't a whole lot of strong quarterback prospects in this draft, just like it was this last year. And the way that it's looking, the Broncos will probably be picking in the last 10, at least the bottom 10 of the first round.
Yeah.
So any quarterback even worth having is already going to be off the board at that point. So not even a chance. No, I shore up the offensive line. And I've heard a lot of people talking tackles, which makes sense. Garrett Bowles is coming up on a contract year, and he's expensive at this point. He's hurt. He'll be back, but he's hurt. He is expensive. We really still don't have a full answer. Billy Turner was doing great till he got hurt again. So we really don't have an answer at right tackle. Me personally, though, even when I've heard people like our friend Benjamin Albright talking about going tackle in the draft, I want to go center.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
I want to go for I think there have been 10 first-round centers in the last 12 years that have been Pro Bowlers.
Yep.
Like center is a very underrated position. People forget about it often, and they undersell how important a position it is. You're talking about not only the guy that has to move the football to the quarterback accurately and quickly, but then who has to, like, okay, these other dudes, I all the respect in the world, all offensive linemen, guards, tackles, whatever. They all start with their hand on the ground. They've all got to snap up fast and engage their blocking assignment. That's great. The center's a guy who has to snap the ball, get it to the quarterback accurately, and then after everybody else has already engaged their blocking assignment, I guarantee you'll always see a center. If you watch from above, the center is always the last offensive lineman to engage his block. But he's also also very important because that's right in the center. That's right in front of the quarterback.
Well, and
he has to be able to lock in and get that strength, get that push, and hold that block, which is exactly why Lloyd Cushenberry isn't the guy anymore.
Well,
because he cannot do that.
To that exact point, if we do stick with the same offensive philosophy that what we wanted going into the season, which is zone blocking, that makes it even tougher for a center because they're doing all the things you're saying, but on top of that, they're also going in motion and like directing the motion of all. So
you have to have a guy who can rotate his hips,
and
can go lateral.
It's a unique skill set, which
it's
you
a
have
very
to draft
unique skill
for.
set, and it has to be it's one that can't be taught. It's a natural thing.
You have to draft that specific.
So while I love the idea of shoring up our tackles, I would be willing to give me personally, if I was George Payton, would be willing to give Garrett Bowles another contract. I don't see any reason why not. Right tackle, maybe explore our options. Obviously, Billy Turner was doing very well before he got hurt again. Maybe you explore just plugging it, keeping him there for now, giving him another 1 year or something, but drafting a center. Because I'm sorry, we sat, Jay, 3 rows in front of Luke Wattenberg's dad at the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a great guy. I love talking to him. And through him, I think we may have Luke Wattenberg on the show here soon. But I like Luke Wattenberg, as a person, all the research, everything I've read about him, heard about him, that's great. But what we saw against the Titans when he had to come into the game, he wasn't ready.
No.
He wasn't ready. And
it's a heady position.
And at this point, Lloyd Cushenberry, if we continue to give this guy chances saying he's going to eventually, look, he's not. He's had 3 seasons to become the guy. 3.
Well,
all right?
To be fair, he's also had 3 different systems.
I really don't care.
I feel bad for all parties involved.
All parties involved, sure, but
it's
you're
bad.
talking when Lloyd Cushenberry's in the game, all the pressure on Russ comes from the middle.
Yeah, you're right.
And
totally
that is absolutely inexcusable. You cannot be the starting center and allowing pressure literally almost every play.
He's weak.
If it happens, that's the thing. That's the thing is that's what we kept hoping he would fix was his strength, but he just doesn't have it, and nothing has changed that. And so I gave him faith for 3 years. I was again being his optimist, but
we completely abandoned our zone blocking scheme.
So
we did that for like a game and a half. And then
in our comments, Dave is agreeing with me. Not this year. If we want to go for a quarterback in the draft next year, he said tank for next year's QB class. I don't believe in tanking, Dave. You know that. I don't believe in tanking for.
Wait, we're not already tanking now?
No, intentionally tanking. Sorry, I don't believe in tanking intentionally. I think that's a sign of pure weakness, and it's pathetic. That's the soldier in me. I believe in giving it your best all the time.
Ask how the Philadelphia 76ers are doing, because that is a perfect, example of what the process is of tanking.
Yeah,
doesn't ever work.
I feel like they intentionally tanked last year. Got really high draft picks in this year's NBA draft, and they still suck.
Yeah, they always suck.
They always suck. But the point is, like, I disagree, Dave. I'm sorry. I don't believe in intentionally tanking ever. I can't. Again, it's the soldier in me. I spent 8 years serving this country, and I spent 8 years as a soldier, and I believe in I may be one of the few, but I have truly bought into the true be all you can be, because that's what's ingrained in me. I don't believe in tanking intentionally, and I don't think any of the players on the Broncos do either. I don't think any of them. I love. We're gonna have to get out of here soon, guys. But I love the movie Longest Yard, the Adam Sandler one. And to me, the scene where the warden asks Adam Sandler to throw the game and everything, and he goes and he starts doing it, and then he realizes what it means if he continues throwing this game and he comes back. That's what pride is. You know what I mean? Like, you could I believe that the players on this team, they would absolutely look at George Payton. If George Payton, not that I think he ever would, but if George Payton came to them and said, "Look, guys, I want to get us a new a young quarterback this next draft. I want you guys to throw this game." I believe these players would look at him and be like, "Nah." And if he said, "Then you're fired," they'd take off their pads and walk away. They suck right now. They absolutely suck right now. But I believe that they believe more in sucking than I believe that they would believe more in continuing to suck than they would want to intentionally be bad. So Dave says 1 year. It's okay. No, I still disagree, Dave. I can't get on board
with it. It's not like Madden where you can just simulate a year. Just like that. That's
still 1 year. That's still 1 year where I have to sit here sobbing into my Wheaties, okay? Let me see here. Ishant Arial, new name. Here's to you, Ishant. You may be, from what I'm seeing, a Seahawks fan, another Seahawks fan. You have joined the ranks of Seahawks fans watching our show. Here's to you. Welcome to the NRW Crew. Hopefully you like what you see enough to give us a subscribe. He says, "Hey, Broncos Country, as a Seahawks fan, I appreciate y'all for the top 5 pick. Hey, you know what? Glad we could help.
We better get a thank you card."
Yeah, right.
We are doing you guys so many favors.
Look, right now, I can't even deny that right now we're doing you guys a favor. So it is what it is. But Ashant, we have another resident Seahawks fan is an actual regular fan of our show here. Daniel W. He comes in to the chat every single week. And even though he's not always thanking us the way you are right now, he actually converses with us. So, hey, give us that sub. Come back sometime. We'd love to talk to you, because even if you're not a Broncos fan, yeah, we just love to talk football. Ultimately, that's what we love to talk. We love our Broncos. This is a Broncos-centric show, but we love the game of football.
It's true.
So, last comment, and then we're going to go ahead and get ready to roll out of here, guys, because I got to go put my little crotch goblins to bed. Dave Glassman comes in. This isn't the NBA. You can determine your draft pick. This isn't life or death. This is the WWE. I mean the NFL. That's funny, Dave. I get what you're saying once again, but I still don't believe in tanking.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You know, actually, I didn't mean to click that to use that one. I meant to use. You gotta earn every inch. Gotta earn every inch. I believe that we'll get there. I just don't believe it's going to be this season, unfortunately.
Not anytime soon.
I've already said it once this episode. I still believe Russ is the guy that will get us there. It's just not going to be this year.
I think we'll be able to tell very quickly, right out of the gate, like in OTAs, if we see a different Russ or if we're just continuing on with the same old.
I hope for it. So, hey, thank you, Broncos Country. Thank you, NRW Crew, and a few of our Seahawks fans for joining us tonight for the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. Do not forget, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, share, drop your comment in the comment stream so we can respond. Please give us that sub or that like, or even just share it out there. I guarantee every Broncos fan who watches this show knows at least one more Broncos fan. Spread the word. Let's build the family. The more people we get in the chat, the better the show is. Guys, in addition, don't forget to click the link below. Get yourself some NRWOB swag. And the link below that, Dubby.gg. Jump on in there. That is the sponsor of this show. Get yourself some of the Jitterless Energy Blend from Dubby. 5 delicious flavors currently on the market. And I forgot to mention this earlier when I shamelessly plugged our new sponsor. Every tub of Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend makes 30 drinks.
Holy cow.
So if you think that's 2 doses of coffee worth of caffeine in every drink, that's about 60 cups of coffee worth of energy for you. Get on over there to our friends at Dubby.
You said you weren't good at math.
Get on over there to Dubby. Get yourself some energy. All right? Thank you guys for joining us. We love you, Broncos Country. We love you, NRW Crew. We are going to be live this Sunday, pregame and postgame, for the Get Bucked Game Day show and the Buck Your Feelings postgame show. Do not miss it, and we will see you there. Thank you, Broncos Country, and we love you. Let's ride!